back to another episode of the Zim's Video Journal. I'm the Zim. You're watching the Zim video. Thanks for joining. So, this is Video Journal 148. Been kicking it for a while. So, like usual, jam of the week, word on the street, what's going down in the music world, and life stuff. And then, yeah, so let's get to it. Jam of the week. I don't really have a jam of the week. This last week, obviously, I just got back from Seattle, back in San Diego, and it was amazing. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But I just got back, just got home like an hour ago, got settled, and I'm doing this because I'm ready to go some more. So here it is. My jam of the week basically was the same thing I mentioned on the last video journal. So the last video journal was 2 weeks ago because I didn't do one while I was in Seattle. It was just too crazy, which I'll tell you about in a minute, to try to do a video journal while I was there. So I just decided to wait. Playlist is basically, when I was in Seattle, I just had my playlist, my what I call my San Diego playlist, going the whole time, which consists of, and I don't know, I just didn't want to listen to anything else, but Devil's Wreck by Yar, local band, U-Turn, Tegan and Sarah, Wild Things, Lady Hawk, Chained to the Rhythm, Katy Perry, I Can't Wait to Get Your Clothes Off, Susie Sun, Nevada Woman, Heels to the Hardwood, Desiree, Smoky Brights, My Silver Lining, First Aid Kit is the playlist I just played constantly while I was in Seattle, driving around. So there's that. Check out those songs. I like them all. You might like them too. So the last 2 weeks I have to tell you about, we had Sun Giant on. They came down here at the Studio 1200 here and recorded a podcast when they were in town. That was great. It was a short one-ish because they had to get to a show, and it just worked out that way. It was good. It was good. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And then the next week we had Happy Heartbreak. Again, it was another slightly shorter one. Not as short, I don't think. I think it was a little longer. But I had a kid schedule thing going on. So that's the way that worked. That was great too. I really liked that one for the conversation surrounding the differences between the San Diego and Seattle music community. So check it out if you're interested in getting a little deeper in that. And then this coming up week is the first of the ones I got while I was in Seattle, which will be Sean Moe from Stereo Creeps. So stay tuned for that. Music thing. We, the Zim and Arock now are full on tour mode. It's like I have to book a tour for the end of the summer. So that's my agenda. That's what I'm doing. That's going to happen. I'm stoked for it. Look out for all the information coming on that. But I'm in booking mode now. So if you know, it's basically going to be West Coast. It's going to start in Seattle, go down the coast, and maybe do some kind of like hop down and hop back up, because I'm going to pick up Arock in Seattle. We're going to drive down, and then I'm going to drive them back up. So if you want to see us in your city, get a hold of us and we'll make it happen. Just, you know how to do it through the internets to make the thing happen. So life, I decided to stick in here the life part, my whole trip to Seattle. So I was hustling. I made it happen. I'm really stoked on the experience going to Seattle, doing what I did. It was amazing. It was perfect. I mean, it was perfect for what it was and for what my surrounding life and what I'm creating right now. Honestly, it would be more perfect if more money was created through the experience. However, enough money was made that I didn't lose on it. I made money on the process by working at my old job. They hired me back for basically a week. I did a project for them, and I was able to make money while I was getting podcast recordings. I got a total of 9 podcasts recorded, and I went to 2 shows, and I worked, and I played a show myself. So this is what my schedule looked like. On the 16th, I landed, went straight to work after landing, went to band practice, went to rehearsal after that, went to bed, got up early, went to work, then went to record 2 podcasts. First one was Sean Moe, second one was Seattle DJ Academy. Then on the 18th, got up early, went to work about 6 a.m. to about 4 p.m. I worked pretty much all Saturday. And then I went to a show. The Devils Hunts Me Down. And 10 Miles Wide. at that show, I recorded a short podcast with 10 Miles Wide. And then the 19th, I got up early again in the morning, worked, went and had my own show. Check out these photos that Patty took from Catch the Groove Photography. And then on amazing photos. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm really stoked that they were captured the moment as awesomely as they did. So that happened, and then on the 20th, when it got up early, went to work, and then went out and did 2 podcasts. Michael Gill and Andrew Ginn of Plus One Productions and more, and then Robin Fairbanks. And then I was starting to get really exhausted at this time. I had another one scheduled that got canceled. So I was able to stop at around 6. I was staying with my mom. I went to my mom's place, and around 6 p.m., 7 or so, in that range, I was out. I slept from that time till pretty early. I got up really early the next morning, around 5 or 4 a.m., and got to work at 5 a.m., and finished off the project that I was working on by like 10:30. So that was awesome to get that done and still have a few days. And then after that, I drove down to Tacoma and got 2 podcasts with Aaron Lanford and Dallin and Silas. And then the 22nd, it started to, Wednesday the 22nd, it started to coast a little bit more, and I was able to, like, all the energy and stuff was able to coast, which was good and bad for me. I didn't like it as much as, I would like to stay busy, and there was a little bit too much downtime for me. But it was fine. It worked out. So I was able to chill a little bit, then drove to see Screens, the band, got a podcast with them, went and saw Logan, the movie. I didn't really like it that much, honestly. I'll save that for another time. You can feel free to ask me why I didn't like it. I guess I liked it as a movie, but I didn't like it as a comic book movie. I thought it was I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. And then after that, I went and saw Honey Mustard. Check out this video.
My, how the times have changed my point of view. But all the things
They were awesome at the tractor. So I caught them. I got pretty tired after they said I caught the next band, but the next 2 bands weren't really local oriented, and I missed the last band because it was just taking too long for the second band to get off stage to get to the last band because I got tired. So got home and then went on the 23rd, kind of got a chill morning, got up and went to hang out with Sean DeTore from my mixtape. He interviewed me, which was rad, so looking forward to that. That'll come out in a couple weeks. Went and saw Kong, the movie. That was cool. I like that better than Logan, actually, in terms of just expectation and all that stuff. So then I had a birthday dinner, and then podcasted with Kings of Cavalier starting at 11 p.m. And I didn't get out of there till 1 a.m. on my drive back to my mom's house. And then I had to get up at 3:30 a.m. again, drive to the airport, and now I'm here. So I hustled pretty hard last week, and I really enjoyed it. And what this whole process really told me is that I'm ready, in a sense, to level up, right? And how do I level up is the big question. Basically, what I'm committing to myself at this point, from here on out, it all really revolves around money. And you've heard me talk about many times, when you want to do stuff, you're going to be confronted with a paywall. Eventually, you need to pay for the thing. And when I usually talk about it in the context of music, you have to pay for a producer, you have to pay to get it recorded, you have to pay to promote it, you have to pay to get a publicist, you have to pay to get, you have to pay to go on tour, you have to pay. There's somewhere in your career, you're going to be confronted with a paywall, and you have to recognize that, and you have to say, how much am I willing to pay for it, and how much do I want out of my career? And the more, obviously, that you're willing to pay for, the more you'll get out of it. And I am definitely feeling that burden right now with everything I'm doing. So it's like, how do I get more money flowing through this system so I can do more? Obviously, the Patreon, which is awesome. We got more people. We've got 4 people on it that I shouted out to on the last podcast. I'll just mention them here as well. Silas Stokes is on the Patreon now for $1. He's supporting the scene and the podcast. And we got Robin Fairbanks for $1, and we got Sky Terra for $5, and we got one more person that I'm forgetting. Well, I'll look it up real quick. Oh geez, I don't know. Maybe I'll cut this out. But who is the last person that kicked down $1 for the podcast? Stever Compton, of course. How could I forget Stever Compton? So Stever Compton kicking down $1 for the podcast. So that's awesome. Got to keep that train going. I have a goal of getting $100 in support by the end of March and 25 subscribers by the end of March. Both those things. So, you know, we could get to $100 in support, but yet not have 25 subscribers. But that's not the goal. The goal is both. I want both those. Or we could have 25 subscribers and not have $100 in support. It kind of relies on a couple of those 25 subscribers to kick down more than $1. However, the $1 thing is what I'm going for most because I think it's sustainable for you. And that's really what I'm going for. A lot, you know, if 100 of you, 200, if 1,000 of you kick down $1, that would create so much for what we're doing here with Word on the Street. So consider it, make it happen. But anyways, the paywall. I'm confronted with the paywall. It needs to happen. So, and I realized over this week, one of my goals is to become, essentially, to keep growing, keep my nose down, become more educated on the people, the artists in the scene, and artists in general, and musicians in general. And I'm formulating, as you know, I'm formulating thoughts and ideas around what it means to be an artist, what it means to be a musician, specifically in the Seattle music scene. But I think a lot of the ideas there transcend it. And I want to become a speaker. I want to speak to you and more people about what I've learned and do that for the community and teach and bring awareness to ways that I believe will help everybody enhance their career. And so I want to become a speaker, but I definitely feel like I have work to be more information. I still need to fill up my brain with more stuff. So basically I'm giving myself a 2-year timeline, and maybe that's ridiculous or maybe that's a good timeline, but the two things that need to happen within those 2 years is I need to get more money coming through this process so I can do more and go out there and find more things going on, but also just have that knowledge base of keeping the podcast going for the next 2 years and make it happen. Just keep my nose down and just focus 100% on the music, the art, the podcast, the things that I'm creating, and just make it happen and go full bore. I mean, I thought I did that already, but I'm realizing it's another level. I need to level up. I need to level this up, and obviously your support will help that, and all the things that I asked you to do, support the Patreon, and also share this content, share the video, comment, share the podcast, make sure your community knows about what's going on as well. So that's kind of that. I'll probably talk more about that as time goes on. That's what I'm thinking. Just two last little quick things that happened this week. I made another lift video, and then also I have the promo code for the Alexander Thomas clutch. If you'd like to buy one this week, it's schedule 35. So by watching this video all the way through, I'm offering 35% off the clutch. Schedule 35. There it is right there. So check it out. All right. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to hear from you. And we could talk it out and let me know what your jam of the week is. Let me know what you've been listening to over the last week or more or whatever, what you've been digging on. All right. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you next time. Peace.